Welcome back to the Cruise Dynasty podcast. Back at it again. Just doing what we do, talking about what we love, and that is fantasy football, Dynasty, the fake stuff. Man, crap, I hadn't said it in a while, but we are not the experts. Not the experts. We're better. Nah, I'm just kidding.
You might. I was about to say you might not be. I'm just playing.
I do see all these some of these guys on Twitter, and I'm just like, man, there's no way y'all are having fun being that serious. I feel like y'all just y'all are a little too serious for me at it, but it is what it is. I'll be seeing like people getting mad at they'll be asking these guys start sits, and then they'll get it wrong, and people be snapping on it. And that shit just kills me, man. I'll be just dying laughing, man. But anyways, crap, man, what's up?
I got nothing much, but I got a question. Like when you ask start sits, are you really just looking for confirmation of what you want to do, or are you really like, are you gonna take the advice and start or sit the guy that somebody tells you to?
I feel like when I ask you, I just take your advice. Honestly, everybody else might not be that way though. I mean, if I'm asking, I just really don't even fucking know. I'm just like, damn, I don't know what to do. That's how I feel.
What about you, Chris?
I be feeling like whatever my gut instinct is, I do the exact opposite. I don't know. That's just how I go about doing it.
Yeah, I really just like I know who I want to. Like deep down, I know how I want to start, and then if somebody tells me what I'm feeling and it confirms it, then I feel better. That's really the reason I ask. It's like, yeah, that's what I was thinking too. You smart fella. Like that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, I get that for sure. Yeah, the thing is, I guess the best advice is just go with your gut. Chris, he'll tell you go with the opposite of your gut, which I don't really disagree with that shit either. To be honest, you know how many times you got wrong doing start sets. Yeah. But shit, I mean, tonight we just gonna do what we've been doing all season. We bring up a few topics. We're gonna get into some trades tonight, though. I know a couple weeks ago we broke down a lot of trades. We've had some more trades go down. We're about to do that again tonight. And I think me and Crab kind of talked about it maybe next week or coming up close. We'll get some trade deadline targets and some end of season stuff. We're going to look at some of these strength of schedules. Tell y'all what guys you should go out there and try to get to win your fantasy leagues. A lot of money online. People want to win some money. I want to win some money. So,
yeah, good defensive stashes and stuff like that, and it's time to start getting your handcuffs too. So,
yep. So it's that time, man. It's crunch time, man. Time to hope your team gets hot. I know I got my home league team. Chris, I think this could be. It's meant to be, man. I've been struggling all year. After I can get by this bye week right here with Kelsey and all that, I might be flying high. Man, crap! I didn't even say this to you though. I won this week.
My team is gonna smack your ass right back down, boy.
I do play Chris this week. I don't even have a tight end on my roster to play, man, because Kelsey's on a bye. And I traded Higbee weeks ago, but he'd be on a bye anyway, so it really don't even matter. Yeah. But yeah, it's about that time, man, to crunch down, really make them moves and stuff. Heck, we got potential moves tonight. Got one of the homies hitting us up. We'll talk about that trade tonight. Craft, anything y'all want to bring up before we hop in there? Add the podcast. About it. I feel like we don't even say that as much anymore, but add it.
Add it. 5-star review. All that good review. Stuff. Follow Matt on Twitter.
Yeah. Heck, I ain't been posting lately. I just go and read everybody else's stuff. I'm more concerned about winning my leagues than putting out the content. We just put out the pod.
Yeah, this pod is kind of transported over to like some selfish ass. I want to win my league type stuff.
Oh man. But shoot, man. Got a bunch of got some things real quick. Let's just go through it. Kyler coming back. We all ready for it. Heck, I was saying since the off season, might as well go get Kyler. Heck, in startups, you might as well draft Kyler. So I've been saying that. Now it's too late. You're not getting him. I mean, you might could. I mean, I just traded him in a redraft league. We ain't really got to talk about that trade. Redraft's a little bit different than Dynasty, but
I want to talk about it.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead and tell what you got for Kyler. Chris hadn't heard it, I don't think.
Well, this is redraft, half PPR, and Kyler's been on my IR all year, and I was just waiting to play him because, I got Trevor Lawrence as my quarterback, but, he ain't been doing too good, so I was thinking I'm just going to hold Kyler, and his upside might be bigger anyways, and I got offered Kyler for Chris Olave, and I was like, well, I might just hold on to Kyler just to see, and then, the next day, he offers me Chris Olave and Rashad White. I'm just like, fuck it. I'm accepting that shit. And them motherfuckers were going off. And everybody in the group chat was hating on that other guy talking about some Matt on Matt crime. A little trade raping out there. That was fair to me, Crab. I thought it was fair on both sides.
I'm sure you did. Every time I win a trade, I think they're very fair.
What you think about that one, Chris?
Yeah, go ahead, Chris.
I mean, redraft, yeah, I could see that. I mean, I don't know, because what is Kyler's value going to be after seeing him come back? Because I mean, obviously, I don't think that. I mean, I don't know if you've been having Kyler sit on your IR all year, you probably don't really have anything better to put out there that first week he's back. But are you really playing Kyler that first week back?
I am.
Yeah, Kraft is. I was saying I don't want to. I wouldn't want to. It is the Falcons' defense. Sorry ass. Losing the backups. I mean,
the Falcons did just they just lost to a team that the dude's probably looked at the playbook for a total of about 45 minutes, and he walked out there and good God.
Motherfucker been there a day and a half. Already out there whooping the Falcons, man. Man, and listen, I've been giving I ain't saying I've been kind of defending Arthur Smith a little bit, this year. Because really it's just the most of the hate he gets is fantasy football people they all whining and shit, which they do got a point. This motherfucker's got to start using his good players. When you on the goal line and it's second and goal and you running end rounds with Jonnu Smith, that shit is that shit is unacceptable to the highest degree.
I think it's completely acceptable because I had Jonnu Smith in my starting lineup last week. Tight end premium too, so I was like, let's go.
I mean, I'm just like, come on, man. Are you serious? But with that said, man, you cannot be losing back-to-back weeks to a rookie quarterback on his first start, and then Josh Dobbs, who just walked off the plane and walked onto the field and just whooped your ass. Game-winning drive. I mean, come on, bro. That shit is. He's got to go, bro. Kraft, he's got to go. Hey, I'm not usually that kind of guy, but it's time to go, man.
I was watching the game with my dad, and he was sitting there I don't even know. The Vikings didn't even have that much time on that drive. And he was like, Falcons going to lose this. I was like, no, Dobbs ain't about to do this. There's no way he's going to do this. And my dad's like, just watch. It's the Falcons. And I was like, I went back to you saying that you bet on them. And I was like, yeah, the Falcons are definitely going to lose because Matt put money on them again.
Man, dude, never do I bet on the Falcons. Never. These last 2 weeks, man, I went right to them, man. I was like, ain't no way. They about to lose. They lost both of them, so now I'm back to just never again. Now, crap, I was saying this. I had a good week on Saturday betting. I mean, I won all my college games, won all my UFC fights. I only lost one game, and it was because I put money on Notre Dame to beat Clemson. And I saw Clemson. I was like, what in the fuck? I thought I was going to have a perfect day, man. I thought that was the most, it's like the Falcons, that was the most guaranteed win right there. I was like, this is easy money right here. My team won, though, so I can't complain about it.
That's what happens when you go against your team. I'm the same way with the Packers, though. I have never won a bet that I bet on the Packers to win. And that was Aaron Rodgers' years when they won, 80% of their games. I would just always miss the 2 or 3 that they lost during the year, every time.
I know the biggest I ever won on Prize Picks was like mostly Carolina stuff.
So you just kept sticking with them now, huh?
Yeah. But other than that, no, I don't bet on them. But hell
Yeah.
with Josh Dobbs, I sent y'all that message. I for real be thinking Josh Dobbs is going to be up there like with the backup / bridge quarterbacks. You know,
Yeah.
like Minshew, Ryan Fitzpatrick, stuff like that. Like that kid, I mean, y'all
Yeah.
definitely fumbled that fucking, like the defense just let them win that game. But I mean, he did a good bit.
Yeah. Josh Dobbs, yeah, is pretty good. Every time I watch him play, that's pretty good. I guess as far as the Cardinals go, though, everybody's coming back. James Conner's coming back, right? Is that correct? Coming back this week?
I think so. I think so. They hadn't activated him, but it sounds like everything sounds like he'll be back. He needs to wait one more week because I got to play against him this week, so he can wait one more time.
That'd be fine with me too, because I'm going against him in the home league versus Chris. I assume so.
Oh, he's not even getting played.
Well then, never mind. It don't even matter to me then.
I'm gonna run Chuba. I'm running Chuba out there this week.
Man, just to compete against you, I'm throwing Miles Sanders out there up in this thing.
Go ahead. When he gets 6 carries.
Hey, why y'all playing? If the injuries work out the way it works out, I might have to play Miles Sanders for real while y'all playing. I'm in trouble this week.
They're saying Raheem Blackshear may even be competing over Miles Sanders.
That's just sad. That's my biggest swing and a miss of the year. Hollywood, McBride, if you wanted to buy low on that, that's probably over with. I mean, Hollywood was like the wide receiver 20 with Josh Dobbs, and then I know they just had Clayton Tune come out there.
Is around that mark.
So him and Kyler had that connection last year. I mean, Marquise Brown, before he went out last year, was the wide receiver 5. I always bring that up because, before Lamar went out in his last season of Baltimore, Hollywood was the wide receiver 4.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all know I'm as big as a Hollywood fanboy as there is. I think he's up there with some of the good wide receivers out there in this league. So, hopefully you bought on Hollywood, and we've been getting into Trey McBride a little bit. I know the Craft Man was getting into McBride a little bit some.
Yeah. I'm just talking about Marquise Brown right quick. He, in season average, so just average statistics, he's wide receiver 32 now. 12.5 points a game.
Yeah.
In full PPR. So he's gone down a little bit. He's just been kind of healthy all year, but
yeah. Carson Wentz signed with the Rams today. What's his face? Wasn't getting it done. His name? Ripien. What's his name? Ripien.
It doesn't matter. He's not on the team anymore. He's
gone. So they got
to Canada. He
there,
goes.
but with that. But Stafford, optimistic to be back after this bye week. Got the bye. And that's really what I think happening. I think Stafford will be back. That's my gut feeling of it all. And heck, I got Cooper Kupp, so I need it. And probably some Puka owners out there need that shit too. We need Stafford to come back healthy, and that's pretty much what I think's happening anyway. As I feel like that was probably the game plan because they didn't put him in IR, sat him out last week, and then you get the bye week. You get pretty much 3 weeks to work it off.
Yeah, Stafford usually plays through stuff too. In the past, he's always kind of been an Iron Man and go out there and play through injuries. Unlike, some quarterbacks that play for the Browns and stuff.
Motherfuckers got bruises and shit. Talk about they can't play and don't have a concussion, so he got to sit out.
Oh, no, you can't say that. He went out there and played, and they won.
Cleveland's so good, man. Like their defense is so good.
Yeah, but their offense makes you want to punch a fucking wall.
Man, you didn't see that touchdown that Deshaun Watson threw to Amari Cooper?
Yeah.
That shit was money, dude.
On the line.
Because when that happened, I was like, I was playing Amari Cooper, and I was like, oh fuck! I was like, yes.
Man, when you said Cooper, I was like, I hope he's talking about Cooper Kupp. He wasn't though. So, all right, shit. That's pretty much the main thing. Khalil Herbert, Justin Jefferson, eligible to come off the IR.
Yeah. Looks like Herbert is off the IR. They play on Thursday. I think he's going to play. Jefferson McConnell said that he isn't sure yet if they want to activate him. So I don't know. I heard some stuff today that their bye is like I want to say it was like week 14. And at the beginning, they were saying that injury was 4 to 6 weeks. If it's around that 6-week mark, they could sit him out through the bye.
Right.
So yeah. That's a possibility. I don't know if that'll happen, but I wouldn't put it out
They've
there
been
that
winning.
He don't play until week. Yeah, they're buys in week 13, so he might wait all the way to week 14, but he also could be back this week.
Yep, Vikings been winning, so I would want him to come back healthy personally. If I was the Vikings, I would just go out there and do it again. Like, who does Minnesota play this week?
The Saints.
That's a little bit tougher than the Falcons now. So
just a little bit. Who's winning that division right now? The Saints?
Shit, I actually think it Tampa?
Ain't the Bucks. No, the
they
Bucks
just lost.
They just lost. Yeah,
gotta be New Orleans, right?
Yeah, I think
you would
so.
Think.
The Bucks were all right, but they done lost like 3 or 4 in a row.
For now, we're gonna come back.
The Panthers.
We're gonna come back.
How many pick sixes Bryce Young got in his belt next week?
Maybe like 3 or 4.
He's looking good. That your franchise quarterback looking good right now. Boy.
I mean, like I said, hell, why can't we ever get a good stable quarterback like Baker? I just don't understand why we can't get those kind of quarterbacks in Carolina. Why not? Why can't Baker do that in Carolina with DJ Moore and all this stuff? Like, what the
Bryce
fuck?
Young or Zach Wilson, man?
I would still take Bryce Young.
I'm just playing.
But all right, then let's just dive right into some trades, man. Breaking down these trades, and we had a lot go down in our Dynasty League, and hey, not this past week, but the week before, man, every one of my main leagues, let's see, I got 4 leagues, 3 leagues I did some trades in, including the home league, got no more firsts. Doo-doo, I was swinging them out there, man. I was sliding trades out left and right, and one of my top Dynasty leagues, the one I'm in with y'all, but the first one went down, but this one went down between me and Craftman. Craftman's competing. He's in first place. I'm rebuilding, obviously, so I ain't really trying to win. Heck, Craft, heard a pod talking about it on an episode like this past week, trying to pivot from Kirk Cousins. What do you do? Who's somebody you can get for Kirk Cousins? And so I shipped you Derek Carr. They was also asking, like, could you get somebody like Sam Howell? I don't think you could. Who else? There were some other names out there.
Baker,
yeah, Baker. I mean, would you rather have Baker over Derek Carr?
Nah, Derek Carr's future is
yes.
Chris says yes.
I don't.
Well, what you think? I guess it depends on what they're gonna do with Baker after this year. I mean, is he gonna come back to the Bucks? I'd probably bring him back, but
let's see.
It ain't like he's got a contract guaranteed.
Unless they trade, though, I don't think they're going to be in a position to draft a quarterback, so they're going to have to sign one if they do.
Yeah.
Baker's the QB 18, and Derek Carr is the QB 25 right now.
Yeah. The only argument that, Derek Carr's got, 3 years? He's going to be around. So, what I'm saying? 3 more years. Baker, his future's a little up in the air. So Chris says he would take Baker out. I'd rather just have Kirk Cousins. So that's what I did. But I'd probably say Derek Carr maybe. That was tough, man. I just played Baker in my lineup this past week, and that man was doing work. So I kind of got a little soft spot for Baker. But Baker's got weapons too, though. But yeah, so that's pretty much how the trade went down, and I don't think there's really much to say about it, except I think it's fair on both sides. I just think you get you a guy, you're ready to win now. I get me a guy, and I'm just hoping he stays in Minnesota, which I feel like he probably will. So,
yeah, I did look up Derek Carr's contract before I traded you, and he's definitely good for this year, next year, and then the dead cap isn't as bad. So I know he signed a 4-year deal, but they could get rid of him after 2. And probably, I don't know what the exact number was, but they could eat like, I don't know, $10 million maybe, instead of like 40 or 30 million.
Yeah. All right, so the next one I got right here, same league. I'm rebuilding. But for the record, now at this point, my quarterbacks were Kyler Murray, Justin Fields, just got Kirk Cousins. I loaded it up with quarterbacks hoping I could sell at one point. So basically, I got Will Levis super low in a startup draft. He just kept on dropping. It got to the point where I just snagged him up. Will Levis been looking all right these past couple weeks, but I sold him to a competitor. Old poor man P. Miller been on the pod a few times. Sold Will Levis for 24 first. I snagged it on up. And we'll see, because I'll be honest, we stay objective. I think Will Levis has looked fine out there. Way better than what I thought. So this is like one of those things for Phil. Like if this dude, he just got named the starter today, and Ryan Tannehill's going to be the backup. He's going to start the rest of the season. If this dude starts for the Titans for 3 or 4 years, I feel like that's a win for Phil, to be honest.
Yep, he got a deal. I mean, you get Will Levis in the late first round this year or top of the second, and then you kind of just rewind the clock a little bit for next year and see if you could do something then. But I mean, we might be wrong about Levis. I do want to see him do good, even if it proves me wrong. But
right,
I mean, that's just good for fantasy. The better he does, the better the players around him do, the better everybody's happy. So
yeah.
I mean, as of right now, I'm kind of siding on the Will Levis side a little bit.
Chris, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, it's just going to come down to these teams if they just double Hopkins like they did the other week, like just the whole game, and they can't get him the ball. You know, it's going to be kind of hard because literally that's what the kid was drafted for. He's got a strong arm, so he's just going to throw it.
But definitely makes some good, off his back foot. I seen him sling it a couple times. Look, threw the ball across
the biggest thing I've seen. He throws the ball across the field.
Yeah,
like
exactly
he's not scared at all to do it either. Now sometimes, if you can do it and not fuck up, it'll work sometimes. But this is the NFL. This isn't college where you could just run to the right, turn to your left, and just throw it right across the field. Somebody's gonna come fucking pick that shit off and run it back. But sometimes it works. But right now, it seems like he's confident in his ability to do that. A lot of quarterbacks will hesitate and not do it. He just fucking does it. I don't whether that's a good thing or not yet. That's to be determined. Because that could just be arrogance or it could be either.
Yeah. My main man Dunk, he was he's been on the pod a few times. He said old poor man P. Miller was an idiot for doing that trade, getting a first for Will Levis. And for the record, before Will Levis even started one game, I offered Dunk a second for him. He should have did that. I'm thinking that's what I'm saying. You got to be proactive on some of these trades and stuff. You just got to go for it.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I don't understand how it could be a bad trade in general because of where Phil's pick is. It's going to be late. And next year, you're probably going to be, if you draft a quarterback with that late pick again, it's going to be another guy like Levis that's questionable to be the starter. You're not going to get, a CJ Stroud in the back of the first round next year.
Right.
Most likely it's going to be that kind of quarterback that is going to be a second stringer for a little while until he gets his shot. So
I'm so bad we didn't draft CJ Stroud.
I bet you.
I sit in my bed at night and curl up, and I'm just cradling back and forth. Why did we take Bryce? Why the fuck did we take Bryce? Why?
Hey man, he does have better weapons and a better team in general around him. It's easy to say that, but would CJ Stroud be as good as he is now with the Panthers, throwing to Mingo and Thielen and who else? DJ Chark,
Tommy Tremble,
Hayden Hurst.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I agree with that too. The Houston's just a little more better built. Not that CJ Stroud hadn't looked good. I mean, he's definitely looked good. So, I like Bryce Young. Heck, I was taking him over Anthony Richardson and Stroud. That ain't looking so good right now, though, Kraft man. Well, maybe the Anthony Richardson one since that Joker's hurt, but
Find a little loophole.
Yeah, gotta do it.
I was right.
That is one that we're gonna be eating though, because I mean, good God, I remember when that dude first got hurt. Like his projections for that game were ridiculous. He already had 2 rushing touchdowns, and then he gets hurt in the first quarter. I was like, oh my fucking God, the dude could have had like 60 fantasy points.
But he's had 3 injuries. It wasn't just that injury. He got hurt 3 times in like 4 games.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'll say I'm wrong from the way he's looked, though, because I was thinking he wasn't going to look that good in the NFL, personally. But he definitely looked way better than what I was expecting. Even throwing the ball, too. So,
I mean, I just remember I didn't like him as a prospect as much just because of his accuracy. But, I mean, way at the beginning, I was saying the best place he could go was with Shane Steichen over there in Indianapolis. Like, that is the best landing spot he could be.
Right.
And that coach, he's a good offensive mind. The Colts really don't have a whole lot of weapons, but they're putting up some points. They're scoring.
Yeah. All right, so here we go, man. We went through them first 2 trades. But then here we go with another one, a banger. This was a banger. Same league, tight end premium, super flex, 12-man, big money on the line. Competitors. Oh, Noah Dick Blower, our guy. Man, these are some big names, so I'm gonna repeat them a couple times. But Noah Dick Blower got Stephon Diggs and Jonathan Taylor, and JD Fluxfield got Christian McCaffrey and DK Metcalf. I mean, that's some big time stuff right there. I'll say it one more time. Dick Blower got Stephon Diggs and Jonathan Taylor, and then Fluxfield got Christian McCaffrey and DK Metcalf. And I sat there and thought about that one a while, about who won that trade, and I really just can't even say. I think if you just look at it, I would say I'd rather have Stephon Diggs and Jonathan Taylor. But with that said, me and you talked about it, Kraft. Christian McCaffrey is scoring way more than the running back who's in second place. So,
yeah,
just because I see DK Metcalf's name right there, and I just don't think it adds up to the other guys. I mean, Christian McCaffrey is the best player in that deal, and that's just where I stand with that one.
He is averaging 25 points a game. Christian McCaffrey, that's the same as Jalen Hurts. So, I mean, Chris has McCaffrey, so I just think it's a fair deal. But in your home league, I know you got McCaffrey. Would you do something like that, Chris? Because, I mean, you get Diggs, who is a top 5 receiver.
And then you get Jonathan Taylor, who's another top 5 dynasty running back. I mean, I like it. I just I still side on Dick Blower, because not only did he get Stephon Diggs, who's just gonna, as long as he's on the field, he's gonna get you fantasy points. He's got Jonathan Taylor now too, so he gets young.
I just think it's funny that we just call this man Dick Blower and don't even
just casually.
Just casually throw him out. Chris just said, I side with Dick Blower, and we just didn't even. I mean,
his thing in the fucking league is NDB, Noah Dick Blower. So I mean, if he embraces it,
shit's so funny. But yeah, Chris is leaning on Dick Blower's side, so that one's tough. I mean, I was saying Dick Blower at first, but then I was like, damn, Christian McCaffrey.
I mean, McCaffrey can single-handedly win you a championship. Trust me, I've seen it happen. He literally did it for me. I know he can. So,
what do you think, Kraft?
That's 1 week.
Some big balls, man. I like playing in this league, in this doo-doo league, where people got big balls, man. I mean, the names that we might get into it, but the names that you two were throwing out there before the episode started about a trade, I just like hearing all the stuff. It takes big balls to play in some of these leagues, man.
Yeah, I just play with a bunch of cowards. Don't want to make no trades with me. Will, if you're listening, I wanted CD Lamb. I gave you a good offer, but going back to the JT trade and the McCaffrey, I think if I had to side, I would side with the Diggs side also, but it's just too close to even worry about. I mean, there's a big difference between Diggs and DK, but you do get a younger receiver with DK. And I don't know how big the how big is the gap between Taylor and McCaffrey in Dynasty? I feel like they're both top 5, top 6 guys, so it's not that big a difference.
Yep, tough one to sort out.
Then you also got to think too, like with the amount that they paid Jonathan Taylor, how long is Zach Moss going to be a factor back there? Because really, that's kind of what's put me like maybe not thinking about it. I mean, Jonathan Taylor with the talent for sure, he's a top 5 dynasty running back, but I mean, Zach Moss is doing some stuff to where it's kind of hard not to put him on the field for a lot of offensive snaps.
Oh, he's been playing good, no doubt about it.
We'll talk about that right quick, and just the last 4 games with Taylor, his snap percentages. First game back, 15%. And then he went 42, 50, 61, 74% last game.
Yeah, they're definitely ramping it up. So
yeah, Zach Moss played like 23% of snaps last week. So it looks like the takeover's coming, or it's already here.
Right. All right, so yeah, it was a tough one, big one. When that one went down, I was like, damn. Got another one for you. This one involves me again. I caught a little bit of hate for this one, but then so did the other person who did this. I just talking to my homies, Kill and Dunn. They've been on the pod a few times, and basically I sent David Thomas, who is another tanking. We're both rebuilding, both tanking. I sent him Chris Olave, and he sent me his first round pick, which will be no later than the 104. And reminder that I'm down there too, so if it's the 104, then I got at least the 103. So we're talking about top 4 picks. And basically, I want to send Olave, and I really had no interest in sending him, but then I was talking to David, kind of working ill, and I was trying to do Olave for Waddle, and he wasn't having that. He just didn't want. He was going to hold on to Waddle, and he offered me a 24 first, and I was like, well, if you're going to offer me, I'll trade you Olave for Waddle or your first. And he kind of called me bluff a little bit. He sent me his first, and I was like, oh damn, I guess I'm about to fucking do this shit. I posted on Twitter just saying I'm a rebuilding team, and everybody was just like, well, they just couldn't get over the fact that I was saying that I was a rebuilding team and trade Olave. It was like, you're not really rebuilding, blah, blah, blah. Like, I get that. Like, I understand that. But when you ask them the value, they're like, yeah, I won the value and stuff like that. Duncan was saying I should have got more, which, I mean, I could see that. Earlier in the year, he offered me 2 firsts, but we're talking about 2 mid to late firsts. Like, super flex league, I'm definitely wanting that early top 4 pick. Could be top. I mean, it could be the 101 for all we know. So
yeah. Well, with your pick and his pick, like you got to think you got what Caleb Williams, Drake Bay, and hell, tight end premium Bowers is going to be up there. Like you're going to have fucking Marvin Harrison to pick from. I mean, those top 4 picks, you can hit 2 of them.
Yeah, right. And you get your choice, whatever your team needs too. So that's a great thing about them picks is you just whatever you want to do. And I'm pretty sure, about 90% sure, you're picking a quarterback. So
right. Yeah, well, that's a guaranteed. I'm definitely going. Even though I feel like I'm all right at quarterback, I'm definitely trying to go quarterback. But this is where I got to side. I'm gonna hate on David just a tad bit. David's my guy. I've always made trades with David over the past couple of years. So this is where I gotta say, David. He had his tank going on all the way down. I know he's got Anthony Richardson. I'm not really sure what his quarterback situations are like, but if I was him, I probably would have held on to my early first for a wide receiver that, I mean, I think Olave is pretty good. But I mean, even before last week we did the trade, he was sitting there at like wide receiver, like high wide receiver 3, something like that. And I do like Olave, and he has been getting a lot of targets. But I think I would have just held on to my early first and stayed with my tank instead of just getting rid of it for Olave. What y'all think about that?
I mean,
yeah. Go ahead, Chris.
I don't. I side with having the pick. Truthfully, like you said, I think I'd rather have the pick than Olave. The top 4.
Yeah. What you think, Chris?
Yeah, I mean, I'm in the same way, but to kind of hate on my guy David a little bit more, it's like you committed to tanking, but then you gave away your pick, so there's no reason. Like your whole season for now is kind of for nothing.
But he got a young guy that's like 22, 23 years old. I mean, you can still tank and trade for young assets and it'll still be all right.
I mean, I agree to a certain extent. It's just the way our league is, Superflex, tight end premium. Like with his two quarterbacks he's got Daniel Jones and Trent Richardson. So this dude really could have used Drake May or Caleb Williams coming out, and
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he really could have. That's one thing we didn't bring up is he has 0 quarterbacks.
He started PJ Walker 1 week, and the only reason that that ended up being good is because Deshaun Watson had left the game.
In a super flex too. Yeah. In a super flex, like he's got Daniel Jones, Anthony Richardson, and what was the other one you said?
He had PJ Walker, and then I think now he's got. Does he have Dobbs now? I think so.
He had another one that got hurt too. I thought he had another young one. Or it might just be. No, does he have Lawrence or no?
He traded him.
Okay. So he has no quarterback. Is what we're saying. 0 for the rest of the year.
And he ain't gonna get one in the early first next year. And me and Kraft, and of course we'll break down the rookie draft boards here after the NFL playoff stuff, because I personally don't know what it's looking like right now. I know Drake May, Caleb Williams, and I know Marvin Harrison and Brock Bowers. It's about.
He got Ryan Tannehill too, and Ryan Tannehill just got benched.
That's who it was. Yeah. Tommy DeVito, here I come.
So, that one was a tough one. Like I guess I could have got more maybe. I feel like I'm okay with the deal I made though, and even though I'm rebuilding, I gave away a young asset. I figured, hey, this is value. I've been playing value game in this doo-doo league, so maybe made some moves that I probably wouldn't normally do all the time. Like if I was in the home league. In this league, I just been doing them, so slinging them on out, making it work. There was another one this was the last one that down in our main league, and this was one that caught me by surprise because I don't know if Akil's gonna listen to this one or not, but I can't believe the man traded Baker Mayfield, a quarterback. He traded Baker Mayfield and Elijah Moore to Chris, and Chris, you just gave up Christian Watson. Akil gave up Christian Watson, and I think from a value standpoint, just as of today, Chris definitely won that trade. He got the quarterback, and Chris was saying he would take Baker Mayfield over Derek Carr earlier. So I guess I know I've seen Akil go through a little rebuild in our home league, and I feel like this is definitely a move I can see him making, going out there and trying to get one of those young wide receivers that has upside and you can get for cheap. And then like last year would have been like Treylon Burks or even Elijah Moore, maybe guys like that. Go out there, take a risk on a guy like that you can get on cheap. So that's definitely a move I could see Akil moving and making. And then his quarterbacks are Joe Burrow, Bryce Young. So it's not like gloom and doom like we're looking at with David's quarterbacks. So I'm gonna defend it. I'm gonna defend Akil a little bit.
Like the shining point, but Bryce Young, I don't know.
Bryce Young, even if he does pan out to be a good NFL quarterback, I still don't see a lot of fantasy upside with Bryce Young.
It's gonna take years for that to happen.
And
it will. I promise, it'll take years.
Another thing I'll say is Akil, it's looking like he's gonna have the 101 locked down. If I'm just taking a guess, like I think the 101 is sorted out, and I think the 102, 103 is gonna get sorted out this week. So, because I'm playing Zamil this week, yeah, I'm about to take that L. Let's go.
When you're not setting lineups and stuff like that,
Yeah. So we'll see how it is. So actually, now that I look at it, I'll put it like if you look at the trade on the surface and you put it on Twitter, everybody's gonna say Chris won that trade easily. Then when you look at the little, the context of it all, I can see why both sides would do it, and I could make a case for both sides. Maybe not to win the trade, but I can make a case for why Akil would do that trade. And I could definitely make a case why Chris would go get him another quarterback in a competing year. So,
and I mean, Akil's probably planning on drafting a quarterback with them first couple picks. So that's probably his way of thinking. Is like, I'll get rid of Elijah Moore, get Christian Watson. I'll have Burrow, Bryce Young, and then my quarterback for next year, whoever it be. Drake May, Caleb Williams. So he'll have three. And did you say you had another one too, or is that it? That would be it.
I think that's it, but he might have some more up in there. But those are his main guys. So, we got some more trades going. Oh yeah, here. All right, I got one right here, and this one hadn't happened yet, but this was the one we're gonna discuss right here. I got hit up by Jordan Harris. It's in my home league. He's competing this year. He's got a lot of young talent on his team. We're talking about like Breece Hall, James Cook, and then randomly has these veterans that are hitting this year, like Adam Thielen, Raheem Mostert. Like, I mean, just luck of the draws got him on his team. Basically, Darren Waller went down. Heck, well, that's a different trade. I don't even want to talk about that one. Fuck that one. Basically, today he's asking, should he trade JSN, who's been on his bench a majority of the year? Wonder if he should trade Jackson Smith and Jigba for Keenan Allen today. I told him, I know he's competing, but he's winning with JSN on his bench. I would probably just hold on to him. But when I sent him the message, I was saying, I bet Craftman would say, do that shit. So Craftman, what's up, man?
like we said, I think it should be Zay Flowers and not JSN. I think he should try to ship off Flowers. I don't. Yeah. But what we talked about, I don't know if Chris was here when we were talking for the episode, but Geno has looked bad. And what is DK's not performing, Tyler Lockett's not performing, and say next year Geno's playing just as bad. What makes you think the JSN is just going to hop on in there and be better than DK and Lockett has been this year, which is really back end wide receiver twos, flex plays, really. So
yeah, that one's tough for me. I ain't gonna lie, it got me stumped. Chris, I know you got me and you, we both got a take in this trade or whatever, because me and you both competing this year trying to win a championship in that same league. But what the fuck do you think? What you think about that trade?
I don't want him to do it. I mean, it makes sense to do it, but
yeah,
I don't know, JSN's value, rookie draft, it was oh man, and Jigba, where's it, at least for me, until I saw where he got drafted, I was kind of damn, I want to get in Jigba. Jackson Smith and Jigba, he's going to be this, that, and that. I mean, and this dude is barely even performed better than QJ. It's tough. But I still think he's got a lot of value. But I did say that I never thought that he would overtake DK, because I always said to me DK's not. I don't know. He's just not been elite receiver. He's easily. He's not set in stone, the number one guy there. Because
he's a one-trick pony. He always has been.
Yes, exactly. They need more of a player that can do a lot more things. And even then, Tyler Lockett shows that he does a lot of things better than DK Metcalf does sometimes. And that could be from experience in the league, or it just could be a skill issue. I don't know.
Yeah.
DK's just kind of arrogant, and he's. I don't know. It's tough.
Fight for sure. He'll fight anybody.
I know. Well, see, that's the thing. It's he gets guarded really well on one play, and then he's trying to fight and stuff like that. I'm man, just go out there and play the game, catch the ball. Then you can talk shit.
It is
then
so
you
stupid.
Can talk shit.
It'd be you can talk. It'd be 2nd and 2, first quarter. DK's 20 yards down the field getting in a fucking fight.
Yeah.
The game ain't even got to be on the line or nothing. DK's just out there throwing hands, man.
To just trade like in like the context, this guy's been sitting on Jordan's bench all year.
Yeah.
All year. And he now could just trade him straight up for literally one of the best PPR wide receivers in a year that he could easily win. I mean, I would do it if I was him. I don't want him to do it, but I mean, I would do it.
So Chris says he would do it. Kraft, final decision. What do you say?
Well, since y'all are both competing and y'all don't want him to do it, that tells me that he should probably do it. If y'all don't want him to do it, then
me personally, I don't care. I got my own problems, so it's like I don't give a fuck what the hell Jordan got going on over there. But I mean, to me, it's just tough because this dude JSN for sure was in we're in this league we're in right here. It's one quarterback league, so we're talking about JSN was going at the 103 because Gibbs went. So it's basically like this past 103 for Keenan Allen. That's tough. I mean,
but let's go with what his value is now. If the rookie draft was today, knowing what we know, where would JSN go now? So you got your quarterbacks, your CJ Stroud, Anthony Richardson, Gibbs, Puka. I mean, a lot of
HN,
HN. I mean, you got a little recency bias here too, or Addison would probably go ahead of them too. But I mean, this is a question. As good as CJ Stroud looks, is Tank Dell? Would you take Tank Dell over JSN at this point, or?
Just from what I've seen.
Whew.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's like, I always say situations matter, but I think at some point the talent has got to be like.
Tank Dell's talented. His college profile, like his production in college, was off the charts.
Yeah,
but I think Tank Dell's in one of them situations where the situation's good and the talent is right there too. Like it's good. JSN, Geno Smith had that all right, that good year before, but now Geno Smith is not performing as well. So you go in looking, to me, JSN's situation was already kind of so-so at the bottom because, I mean, right now you're looking at being the number 3 guy, and the talent is not even on the chart. Like, it's not mathing right now. Like, Geno Smith's not doing anything. So, whereas CJ Stroud is throwing the ball for 500 fucking yards and getting everybody involved, where Geno is not.
I was looking at FanDuel last week trying to pick a quarterback. Geno was priced down there with like Gardner Minshew and the backups like Ripien and shit last week. I mean, he's been terrible. He's been
definitely taking
terrible.
Minshew over Geno.
And Geno has had more time in his career where he's looked bad than he's looked good. He looked good for 1 year. He's looked bad the rest of his career. So,
basically, this is where we stand. You know what? I think we always say if you got a chance to win, you might as well just go for it. So, I mean, he's got a lot of young talent. I think I am sided. Maybe go with Keenan Allen. Now, you could listen to us. Like we said, we ain't experts. You could take our advice right here, and that shit blow up in your face next week or something crazy.
Yeah.
But that's, if you want to win fantasy leagues, maybe this is the kind of moves you want to make right here. So, tough one. I like it, though. So, Jordan, if you listen to this one, maybe accept that one. Maybe make that trade.
Try to get a second on top, though.
Yeah, for sure. Seconds don't really matter too much, but just add that, throw that shit on top.
I wouldn't come off of Zay Flowers though. Like I would not come off of Zay Flowers.
You'd rather come off of JSN than Zay?
Yeah.
Oh man,
JSN before Zay.
I don't know about that.
That was tough too. I would definitely rather come off of Zay, I feel like, but I would really just, the thing is Jordan ain't fucked up his rebuild, you know what I'm saying? Like, he kept it with it the whole way, and now he finds himself at like 7-1 or whatever. So it's like, damn, might want to trade one of these guys, get a vet in. That's the thing, you just got to accept. You could be holding the bag on Keenan Allen, but are you just willing to accept it? Like, I feel like I might would. I'm not really too opposed to holding bags. Like, if you're going for it, like, somebody's going to hold the bag on Kelsey and Cooper Kupp. And
I mean, I think JSN got high enough like draft capital in the rookie draft and in the real draft where he could just go out there and send multiple offers and see if he could get even more, depending on what. Like
Diggs.
Man, I don't know. Maybe Diggs, but
JSN and a first for Diggs.
Yeah, maybe something like that. I'm trying to look through the names. Keenan's way up there. He's like Keenan's wide receiver 5 this year.
I mean, shit.
I was looking for some names like veterans that are outperforming him, but I mean, I'd rather have him than Devontae Adams. I would rather have him than. What about Cooper Kupp? Cooper Kupp or Keenan Allen? I think he might could get Kupp.
Well, he'd have to hit me up then.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Come at me with that shit, Jordan Harris. I wish you would. I'm going to say, how many firsts you going to throw on top of that?
Well, Keenan's not bad, though.
Nah, Keenan really ain't.
I'd try Diggs, though. I would try Diggs.
All right, I got another scenario, though, then, with the Diggs. Let's just say JSN and an early 25 first for Diggs. Would you, if you was Diggs is a rebuilding guy, and JSN is competing this year, and he's definitely got a 25 first locked up, early one for next year.
Man, go for the win. Go for the championship, man. Go for it.
Man, yeah, go for the fucking win. Jordan Harris, I hope you listen to this episode, bitch ass.
You can't win. I mean, you might can get lucky, like saying, "Oh, I want to hold on to my young guys, but win a championship." Like that's like ideal. That's what you want. You want to hold on to your young guys, win championship, but it's definitely going to
work like that.
It's definitely going to feel a lot worse if you could have traded a first and won a championship, and you didn't do it.
But let's not act like this dude is not benefiting from a little bit of, like, not even a little bit, a lot of luck. This dude has got Raheem Mostert, who's all of a sudden, like, the fucking best running back. Like,
yeah.
Adam Thielen is going off. I mean, that's crazy.
I mean, he definitely has some luck.
I mean, Jordan does got a good team, though, but
yeah.
Because he's got Josh Allen, too, so.
Yeah. Man, I just love tough decisions, man. These little tough ones right here, man, where you don't know what the fuck to do.
Hey, speaking of tough, me and Matt were talking on the phone the other day, and a DT who's got Josh Allen in our league? Do you remember?
Zamil.
I told Matt to send every single one of his first, all 4 of them, for Josh Allen. I'm serious.
I would. With my team the way it is, I've got Patrick Mahomes. If I get Josh Allen, it's over. It's fucking over with. Like, I love them.
Let's just say theoretically, if I did that, my quarterbacks would then be like Josh Allen and Kyler with Justin Fields, and
that's great.
Cousins too.
You can get some first back with them quarterbacks, and
they were telling a joke. They were telling a joke on the group chat. Crap, it's funny that you said that. That we talked about that. I totally forgot. Unrelated. Somebody sent a message like Josh Allen's kind of overrated, like as far as real football goes. And then DT went on there and said, "Yeah, and Zamil was asking for 5 firsts for Josh Allen." And then I thought it was funny because me and you had just said that we would just throw all 5 of them motherfuckers at him.
I would because
I think I got 5
You do
first.
have 4. You got 4, but all 4 of them ain't gonna hit. You're gonna miss on at least one.
But you got 2 for sure top 4 picks.
2 top 4, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, Kraft, I think I have 5 first rounds now. Yep, I got 5, including my 2 top 4 and 3 mid to lates.
You got
Send them all, baby.
2 top 4s, a mid, and then the last pick in the draft.
Send all of them, Joker.
I mean, I got your 2 first and Phil's first, and y'all are all up at the top. So maybe 2 real early and 3 late.
Say Caleb Williams is the guy. Say he is the next Patrick Mahomes or whatever, or Josh Allen. Even if he is, he's not going to be that his first year. He's not going to be that his second year. It's probably going to be, Josh Allen, it took 3 years. At least you can skip out on that, like the rookie quarterback. You're not going to get a top 5 quarterback your rookie year, and probably not your second year. And he's probably going to go to a bad team. So it's going to take some rebuilding. If you could get just Josh Allen for 4 first, I'd do it.
He wants partial ownership too. Remember that?
Wow, he's over there.
Would you do it, Chris? Would you trade all 4?
Yeah, for Josh Allen and a Superflex. Yeah.
Damn, man. But I got other things I need to rebuild too, though. That's the thing.
Well, that's why I was saying with the way my team is right now, if I could do that without having to give up my homes and make it happen, I would do it. 100%.
Oh, yeah. And the value's still there. It's not like you give away 4 first, but if you really wanted to trade Josh Allen later, you can get that value back.
I think my thing is I need to get some running backs, and I was hoping I'd get them late in the first type deal.
You know
what I'm saying?
Allen. Everybody needs
Josh Allen. Everybody needs Josh Allen, goddamn. You know what I'm saying?
He's been like the number 1 QB like 4 years straight.
Yeah.
I think he finished as QB2 1 year.
Man, y'all just keep checking that Doo Dynasty chat. You might see a banger go down there. Y'all got me kind of thinking I might want to do it. Because if I'm rolling out there with Josh Allen and Kylie, I'm unstoppable, man. Number 1. Now I'm gonna trade Justin Fields.
Yeah.
That was. Any more trades we need to break down, fellas?
Well, how about try to start it off with 2 firsts and Justin Fields?
I already know that's gonna get smacked down.
The 2 early first and Justin Fields.
You might get the laughing emoji back.
Oh, yeah, really I'm gonna get. Hell, one thing about it, when you texting some of these guys about trades, people in my crew like Dunk or the Galanis, you definitely gonna get some LOLs and some laughing faces back. You gonna get a few back.
What's the difference in that though? Would you trade Justin Fields for a mid and a late first? Probably not.
No, because he didn't do it like 3 times this year when I offered it to him.
So that value is actually better. The 2 earlies and Justin Fields, that value is better.
Chris at the beginning of the year offered me Russell Wilson and 3 firsts for Justin Fields, and I said I might regret declining this one. I do. Oh man, because I was like, damn, this is a lot.
I offered the same thing to Craftman for Jalen Hurts.
Some of the best trades are the ones that don't get accepted. Like I offered Zamil early in the year. I offered him Nico Collins and a first for George Pickens. I'm glad he fucking didn't accept that.
Dude, hold on. While we talking about that, dude, listen to some of mine I've sent out. After the first week of the season, I sent out Puka Nacua for Najee Harris, and David shot that down real quick.
Oh god!
Oh man, it don't even. I've sent worse though. I
got David, one that I regret too.
Go ahead, Chris.
Like I got Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I got offered the 10 Jordan's first pick in the first rookie draft we did, and he took Breece Hall. I declined that pick for Clyde. I rejected the trade.
Dude, now that you say that, back in the day, I declined the 102 for J.K. Dobbins, and that 102 was Kenneth Walker that year.
Jeez.
Oh man,
that's injury though. That's injury, but it does come back and bite. I still think Dobbins would have went off this year if he would have played.
Crap! Before the year, I sent David Thomas, Josh Downs, Romeo Doubs, my 25 first and my 26 first for Devontae Smith, and he kept on declining that. And I was like, now that I see Josh Downs doing all right, it's like I'm kind of glad that shit didn't go through. Like a little bit. Heck, I still take Devontae
Dotson right now. Dotson's looking like he might be worth it, Chris.
I'm loving it because I got him in the home league too.
He's looking better. I'm feeling better about it. I might can throw him in my. He's graduated. He's still on my bench, but he's getting.
I know. I saw he wasn't in there, but like I was just kind of like in the home league. I'm just kind of having to choose between him or Brian Robinson. So I was like, I'm just gonna put Dotson. Then Brian Robinson got that touchdown, and I was like, fuck. And then Jahan Dotson got that one. I was like, okay, we're good. We're still good.
Chris, Romeo Doubs, for Jahan Dotson, always on the table, big dogs. Always on the table.
We'll roll with Jahan. Sam Howell's out there slinging that thing. I tried to get Sam Howell in the Superflex League too. I forgot what I offered. It wasn't really that much, but that shit got instant decline.
He's like, last I checked, he was like 7 or 8. How it was. So
I tell you what, that trade me and Noah made earlier this year when he gave me Chase. I mean, he got Tank Dell for free.
Yeah.
I just threw him in there, and I got like Joshua Kelly in return. So he definitely fucking won that part of it. Like Tank Dell is not worthless. I wish I had him, but I had Nico Collins too. I really didn't want 2 Houston guys, but shit, you can pretty much have all 4 Houston pass catchers and be all right now.
I got Noah Brown on the bench.
So. Dalton Schultz is freaking going off.
Yeah, need that. I needed my tight ends to show up in the home league. That's really where I've been hurting.
Yeah.
But when Dalton Schultz is doing all that, I'm good with it.
While we're on Houston, just one quick name. What is Dameon Pierce worth? That's a second.
I would buy low on him again after this, but like,
a gram of mid.
Pierce or Harris? Najee for Pierce.
I mean, goddamn. I don't know, man. I don't even know, man. Might have say Najee on that one.
Yeah, I might go Najee.
If you were winning, like if you were a competing team, you would definitely trade Pierce to a rebuilding team for like a Mostert, wouldn't you? Just for like the next 7-8 weeks of Mostert's career.
Even if I was a rebuilding guy, I wouldn't send. I'd have to get more for Mostert than Dameon Pierce. Have to. Pierce he's been a bum this year, man.
Mostert's a perfect sell though. Like the Dolphins' schedule is very tough at the end of the year, and Achan's coming back, and he's 31 years old. Like, I mean, I hate to say I don't think he's got another year in him, but shit, he might. I doubt it.
Right.
So sell him if you can.
I think it's going to depend on what Achan does when he comes back. Like, because he only signed a 1-year deal, Raheem Mostert did. So they'd have to re-sign him again next year.
Yeah, at 32 years old.
I mean, I think they'll probably try to bring him back, but it'll just be on another 1-year thing, even if they do. So
they got a lot of running backs signed in the rotation. They really do.
Yeah, they didn't spend a lot of money on Taylor or nothing that's working out.
And that's why them motherfuckers ain't getting paid. So I feel bad for y'all, but it just works out that way.
Yeah.
But all right, man. Any other trades we need to throw on out there?
None of the trade, but before we get off, we were going to talk about the what Travis Kelce's worth is right now, because I feel like he's a name that gets floated out a lot of just teams that may have thought that they were going to win a championship and are not, and they have Kelce on their team. Like, what do you do? What do you go for? Like, what's his worth at this point? Like, if you're trading him to a contending team that's willing to pay up in premium.
Man, it's tough. Like, if I was going to try to trade Kelce, I don't know, man. Because, like, the names, like, let's just say this. You got Kelce and you want to try to get one of these tight ends. Like, I'd want to go try to get Laporta. You know what I'm saying?
But I don't think you can get that done. I mean, Laporta's like the tight end too. Like, you're going to trade that young of an asset for just a little bit more production. My dad, the only offer that I seen was my dad, and this is a tight end premium where it's only half-point PPR, and tight ends are 1.5, so it's a big difference. But he offered Puka and Ramondre for Travis Kelce. And my dad is pretty much – he's blowing the doors off of everybody this year. Like, he's scoring 170 points a week. He's by far, he's like the one that everybody's trying to chase right now, pretty much. Like, he's by far and away the best team.
Mm-hmm.
So he's just trying to cement the championship and be done with it.
Yeah. I mean, Kelce, it is funny because Kelce's getting thrown out there a lot more. Like, heck, I bought Kelce. This isn't tight end premium, but I bought him before the year. And I pretty much said to myself that no matter what, win or lose, I'm probably trying to get rid of Kelsey no matter what. But with that said, the way tight ends are, I can also say, like, I don't even think it's a big deal if you hold the bag on Travis Kelsey, in my opinion. Because, I mean, there ain't hardly any tight ends out there. And it's like you said, you can't even get Travis Kelsey and Laporta done. Something like
Kincaid.
that.
Can't get Kincaid done.
So it's like, what are you really going to get for Kelsey? I mean, you could definitely get some stuff for Kelsey. And, I mean, how long do you even think Kelsey's got left? I feel like he's probably got a couple more years, but.
Maybe next year. This year, next year.
It's the toughest one because he's a tight end. That's what makes it so tough.
And he's just so much better.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was trying to get rid of Kelsey and like somebody had it, Mark Andrews or something, like for sure I would do that. I'd trade Kelsey straight up for Andrews. They're not that much different. I think Kelsey's scoring, he's like 10 points ahead of Andrews on the year so far. So then Andrews is like 28. So, I mean, I could do something like that, but it's just hard because people know if you have Kelsey on your team and you're not really competing, people know that you want to sell them, so they're not gonna. No, nobody really has the leverage. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Kelsey's a big old conundrum. There ain't no doubt about it. But Chris, you got anything to add on old Travis Kelsey? You could take it from me after this year if you want him.
Mm-hmm.
Slide me a little something.
I'll take him this year.
What would you give up? What would you give up if you like?
I don't know, because in my home league I can't really come off of anything big.
Yeah,
and I don't have any firsts at all.
I'm in Chris's boat. I ain't even got no first to throw out there no more.
I'm like full committed to the win. Like I've got some young talent, but
yes, sir. Yeah, you know what, Chris? The way me and you and our team sit, like we should be telling Jordan from an objective standpoint to go get Keenan Allen, because I feel like me and you would have done that shit if you think about it.
Yep.
We done thrown our first away.
Hell, this Daniel Jones and all of that getting hurt and DeVito playing, it just helps me. I mean, it just because I traded and got Saquon. This dude literally carried the ball almost 40 fucking times 2 weeks ago.
I seen DeVito. I seen DeVito and them just swinging it out to Saquon all the time too. I was like, damn, PPR, this is all right.
I was like, I don't even care if he scores a touchdown. He gonna catch 12 balls.
Exactly.
I was like, damn, that's just funny as hell. But all right then, Kraft. Any more shit to go over while we here?
No, man, I'm good.
Another banger.
Stop being so stingy with Eckler and just send him over here.
Hey, we were close, man. So close. But so far away.
I got a feeling that we're going to be talking about a Chris Kraft trade here maybe next episode or so. The names that's being thrown out.
Bunch of cowards.
I'm telling y'all, man, in that Dynasty league we're in, Doo-Doo Dynasty, Superflex Tight End Premium, there's some bangers and there's some names being thrown out everywhere.
I offered Garrett Wilson and Jahmyr Gibbs for CD. I mean, I don't give a damn. Just give me my guys.
Kraft going for it. I honestly thought Will might would do it. Garrett Wilson and Gibbs.
I sent that text to him and he said, "Nah, man." He thought I was talking about a redraft league that we're in, and I was like, "No, I'm talking Dynasty. I'm talking the real deal." He took a while to message me back, and I think he did think about it, but when your receiver just puts up like 3 games over 150 yards, it's kind of hard to come off of a guy like that. You know?
I agree. I mean, those names. That one's tough, man. That's tough.
I'm telling you, Matt, every time we utter the words that AJ Brown has jumped CD and Dynasty ranking, CD is like, watch this shit. I'm telling you.
And I think CD's about to just keep going on for the rest of the year too. He's primed for it. So that one.
CD or Almond Raw, guys. CD or Almond Raw.
It's back to being a question for me. It wasn't even a question. Yeah, I'll tell you what. 2 weeks ago, it wasn't even a question for me.
Dude, definitely, Amon-Ra is like the safest fucking bet because you know this dude's gonna get 10 targets a game and he's just gonna yak it up, dude. Like that's what he does.
Yeah,
more talented. I feel like though. Like
no, yeah, I definitely agree with that. It's just
Amon-Ra's good and
Dak
his situation.
Prescott goes out there and does Dak Prescott,
Dak, yeah.
I think Dak Prescott's,
man. Dak's fine.
Yeah, especially for CD and fantasy. I mean, CD said something. He wanted the ball more, and he's been getting it. And I think that's going to continue. And I don't blame him. So, maybe a clear top 5 for me in Dynasty wide receivers right there, though, with JJ, Jamar, Amon-Ra, AJ Brown, and CD. That might be clear top 5. Can you throw me a 6th name in there? That I wouldn't throw Garrett Wilson up in there like that, but I do think he's as talented as every one of them.
That's why it's so easy to say, like, when we're on the podcast, we're like, go buy low. Like, we say it, but when you actually have to do it yourself, like 4 weeks ago, I don't think I'd have offered that Garrett Wilson and Gibbs for CD, like, when it was a chance to buy low, because just ain't got the balls to do it. Then you see a good performance, and now you're buying high, but, I mean...
And you know what? It's also easy for these experts to say go buy low on this and this and this when they're in 125 leagues, and you can go do it in 25 of your leagues and shit like that. But I ain't in that many leagues, so I feel like I'm invested in every one of my leagues, except for old Brando's.
But just go get your guy, though. If you want a guy, go get him. Like,
man, go get his ass.
It's supposed to be fun. Like, I mean, you want to be serious, you want to win the money, but shit. You got to deal with that team. You got to look at your team every time you hop on that app. Get the guys you want.
Right.
If you lose a trade, you lose a trade. But get the guys you want.
You could be like a diehard team fan, like I know Craftman watches the Packers and stuff. But when you're watching football during the day and fantasy's on the line, I'd be like, man, Carolina be playing. I'm like, fuck that shit. We're gonna lose. I need to watch my damn fantasy team.
I'll admit, I'm definitely like that. I've been like that for a few years of my life.
I can watch the Panthers lose next week. I'll be okay.
I'm with you. I agree. Fuck that shit. But all right then, fellas. It looks like we clocking out tonight. Another banger for y'all. Breaking down trades. If you want to know what to do, me, Chris, and the Craft Man broke it down for you. That's the thing about Dynasty, though. Even though you may win or lose a trade at the time, in Dynasty, man, it does not fucking matter, bro. I mean, those trades can change up few weeks from now, a year from now. I mean, hey, think about this, Chris. Before we go, I just got to bring this out there. Man, Jordan Harris traded the 201 for Raheem Mostert last year, and everybody was like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? Like, that's dumb. And now look at him this year. Shit looks like a fucking motherfucker, look like a genius. That's what he looks like.
Yeah. I mean, that's Chris traded that first rounder for Thielen. If Chris wins the championship, ain't nobody gonna say shit about that.
Right. So it's just funny the way Dynasty works.
Too, so it don't bother me.
Yeah. It's just
kind of has bit me in the ass past 2 weeks though, because Thielen ain't done much.
Yeah. Well, in 2 weeks it could look way different. You know how that shit works. So, all right then, fellas, man. Thanks for listening to the podcast. Add us 5-star review. Man, I'm just going to start saying this, man. Just tell your people if they like fantasy football, just tell them to turn on our podcast. We ain't, we don't, it is what it is. We ain't one of these people experts, blah, 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 and all that shit. So, this is just your boys talking some fantasy football, man. What you got to say, Craft Man?
Nothing, just reiterating what you said. We just hang out and talk football, and we give a little advice, but go do what you want to do.
Exactly.
And we're going to try to help a little bit, try to give you some background stuff, but we just hitting here talking football.
In fact, Crap, that's probably the best advice that we're going to give out there. Just do what the fuck you want to do. That's as good, clean advice as you can get. Chris, man, anything you want to say to the folks?
Yeah, y'all. I'm an expert. I don't know about y'all motherfuckers. I'm an expert.
So
we be saying better stuff than half these experts. I guarantee you that.
Some of them. I mean, I ain't gonna deny. Like, I ain't gonna sit there and not like, oh, we know more. But when you get on Twitter and see what some of these motherfuckers are saying, you like that.
I know more than Matthew Berry right now, dude. Like right now.
I be like, damn. It's like you could say. I just think a lot of these guys say a lot of stuff because there is so many leagues. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they don't care. they'll do half of, it's like David when he used to talk shit about like, oh, these experts, they're in 400 leagues and they win one of them, they claim they're champs. And it's like, yeah, I kind of agree with that. Like, you can't say they're a champ just because you won 1 out of 400 leagues. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Good. I would hope.
But all right then. Well, shoot, man. We just gonna get off this motherfucking podcast, man. We out.
Peace.